Hey girl, so sorry you dropped your guitar. Bummer. And I am making you a video about bar chords, as this is something that we're thinking about visually, or primarily, as opposed to thinking about what notes we're playing, aside from using bass notes on the 6th and 5th string, the two low strings, low tonally, to get our bearings. So that's the first thing we did, was I was like, hey, this is G and C, this is A and D, and what I want you to do at home is just do those 4 notes, and then approach it like a geography test. You just walked into a room, you met 4 people, this dude is G, this is C, this is A and D, and randomly quiz yourself on it. It's like 4 things. It won't take that long to do that. And then we'll add the 7th fret, which is our next dot up the fretboard, and let's decide that you can go 5th fret and 7th fret without counting up. 7th fret, your brain might think for a split second, not the 5th but 7th, but you're not allowed to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the next dot. And we realized that you counting up to 5 was happening just habitually, and you don't need to do it anymore because you know where the 5th fret is now, so that's canceled permanently. Thinking I have to count up, that's just purely your subconscious manifesting stuff from earlier developmental stages with these concepts. So we know these note names, we know how to play E and E minor. They look like that. If I used the wrong finger, so to speak, that's not really something we'd ever actually do playing, because it disqualifies a finger. Then it's like, so here's the note G. So I'm scooching up there, and I'm a human capo, and I'm playing the G, which, sure enough, sounds like G. And then if I want to make that G minor, I'm just making my E into a E minor. Cool. And that's more difficult because getting that 3rd string to ring out is important, and this is something I didn't talk about in the lesson because I knew I was going to do it on the video. When you're playing these chords, you're going to be fretting beneath this knuckle too. When we play in 1st position, it tends to be that we're, sorry, let's look at this, that we are like using this much of our hand, not this much of our hand, but in bar chords we're all out in front of the instrument and shit. So yeah, your index finger's gonna be up higher than it seems like it would be when you're playing the E-shaped chords in particular, so that when you go to play this minor chord, it doesn't have the 3rd string falling into one of your knuckles. So yeah, like here is me, 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string from having on minor E-shaped bar chord. So yeah, like, not just that. Like, anyway, but that was happening pretty well for you, and you were accidentally doing it, trying to play power chords. So here's a G power chord. There's a G major bar chord, or just G. Here's a G minor bar chord. Boom. Here's G sharp. Excuse me. Here's G sharp minor. Here's a G sharp power chord. Cool. Making a note maybe that at about 4 minutes in, we talk about A-shaped bar chords, where we talked about it like we were going to picture the instrument like there's no 6th string. So A and A minor. Here's C. So C major is this difficult one where you're like making that shape, and people sometimes with self-taught will actually do that. The downside, you can do that later, but then you don't have like fingers available to do other things that are gonna eventually happen. So that one, if you're in good position and pushing down, and we get like, we're psyched, no problem. But what that involves is bending the wrong way at this knuckle. We already do that in some contexts, in other chords that we've played. But here we are definitely, if we pulled straight down, I might hit that, which is not one of the chord tones. So in this one chord, we don't really care about the high E string either for now. We're just looking to get, and like, and it's gonna pretty much like just push down and hope. But C minor, totally doable. Hey, look, A minor and E major are the same shape, and that's the only thing that's really visually confusing about this potentially, is like here's a D, I'm at the 5th fret. So yeah, this is D minor, but if I move that same shape up, it becomes a major chord, A major in this case. Or, you know, here's C minor, G major, and that's just awesome. So yeah, any song ever pretty much you can play now, as long as it's just major and minor chords. Like While My Guitar Gently Weeps, I'm not saying and learn this shit. The verses in this cool thing where we're doing that, which you could actually probably play. But then we get to the chorus and it's all bar chords. You could play an A, an E shape on A. Then we scooch down to the minor shape here, A minor. We're playing C sharp minor. Then we go to F sharp, we go back to C sharp minor, B minor, A minor shape, A, E shape, and then there's a thing. The point is like, hey, it's just moving the same shape around, and other thing is, you know, all of our power chords, those are the 3 lowest notes in every single one of our this one we fret it differently, but so yeah, power chords are an abbreviated version of bar chords, and they don't specify I'm major or I'm minor. Like just going, let's just A twice and E. It's on the 3rd string here where we say I'm major or I'm minor, major or I'm minor. So that's why punk and like this whole genre is just that, 'cause it's a colorless chord. It doesn't say I'm major or I'm minor. It just says I'm G. You know, so you can kind of just play everything everywhere, move that shit around. You have been guitar lessons. This is an important one. Also, just like do some first position stuff like we were talking about, but not to the point where you. Sorry, I'm just gonna take this off. I got a spot where you skip the power chords or whatever. We also talked about how in poly, which starts with that first position chord, your click is going to be haven't already gotten to here. Like, so yeah, that was like fret, don't fret, fret. Power chords, you just stop. And you're already covering all the strings, so that's how we're handling that, as opposed to going like, so there you are. Alright, Cutie McStudents, and I will see you next week. Be well.